That's what I'm talking about. Holy shit, I'm lit as fuck tonight. I found out some good information. I lost 45 pounds. Thank you. I'm excited I lost the weight, but I didn't lose weight for health reasons. No, I lost weight because I got tired of people handing me their IDs outside the nightclub thinking I'm the bouncer. I know some of y'all was confused as fuck when y'all walked in. Y'all wanted to give me your IDs. Y'all was like, I don't know. He could be security or an out-of-work rapper. I don't know. He got a lot of gold on and shit. Don't worry, I am broke. I just robbed a couple niggas on the way here. I didn't rob any white people, so don't get nervous. Like, if you wore this shit, you scared the fuck out of me. Like, what the fuck you do to get that chain? Ain't fucking with him. Oh my goodness, I lost all the weight, but here's the thing. You know, I lost all the weight, but I still got a long way to go. You know what I mean? You know, like, I still got big guy tendencies. Like, I hate skinny people. Nah, I do. If you were skinny, I hate your guts. You can do all the shit I can't do. Like run. You ever see a big person run for a train in the subway? That shit is funny as shit. It wasn't funny when I was 40 pounds heavier. I tell you that right the fuck now. I ran for a train. Poor old lady in the subway thought I was having an asthma attack. She stopped me. She was like, "Oh my God, son, do you have your inhaler?" I said, "No, bitch, I'm fat. Leave me alone." "Do you have a Twinkie?" "No." "Get the fuck out my face." So now, I started going to the gym, and I found the gym that I like. You know, you got to try different gyms out. You know, kind of like religion and shit. See what works for you. Here's the funny thing. The gym that I started at wasn't even a gym. It was a playground. That's serious. My cousin Larry is studying to be a personal trainer. And my cousin decided to take me on as his first client. Now, my cousin Larry, I love him to death, but he ain't the brightest motherfucker in the toolbox. This is the same nigga that robbed the liquor store and then went on Instagram and Instagrammed it on his Insta story. This is what I got to deal with, okay? I went to the playground to meet him, and I'm like, "Hey, yo, cuz, are we going to the Planet Fitness across the street?" He's like, "Nah, son, we working out right here in the elements." I said, "Sir, there are children here. It says we're not supposed to be here without kids. We'll be arrested by noon." He's like, "Fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck about the law. I'm fresh out." I said, "Nigga, you did 6 months in county. You just came out of juvie. Like, what are you talking about?" As he's saying all this shit to me, he's rolling up a blunt. The only nigga I know that could do chin-ups and smoke weed at the same time and shit. Just sitting there. I was like, I don't think that's part of the workout regimen. "Nah, nigga, that's protein you need in your life." I was like, I don't think this is gonna work. So I have a friend of mine who takes yoga. Anybody here take yoga? Stop lying. There's a bunch of white women in here. We all know yoga and white women go together like niggas and fried chicken. That is in the white woman's package. Yoga, pumpkin spice latte, and a Cardi B record. Now, side note, let's just have a conversation about Cardi B. What is the correlation between white women and Cardi B? Like, I talk to white girls, like, "Why do you like Cardi B?" She speaks to my soul. I relate to her. You are from Ohio. She is a ratchet girl from the fucking South Bronx. There's nothing you can relate to her. But as I digress. So I went and took this yoga class, and I gotta tell you, if you take yoga, I want to apologize, because I thought yoga was some punk shit. That shit fucked me up. Holy shit. I was not aware that you could sweat in yoga. And I didn't know there was a certain attire that you had to have for yoga and shit. Like, everybody was in, like, yoga pants and shit. I walked up in there with basketball shorts on, a pair of Jordans, a do-rag and shit. I was like, oh, that's why they're staring at me weird. Okay. But that wasn't the worst part of my experience. No, the worst part was the yoga instructor had the nerve enough to stop the entire class and call me out. Ain't that about a bitch? Just stopped. He was like, "Class, look at this first timer right here. Look at the hard work he's putting in. Look at the sweat dripping off his face." I stood up. I said, "Motherfucker. This ain't sweat. These are tears. I'm crying." I ain't supposed to be behind my fucking neck. What's wrong with you? Fuck that shit. Even though I'm happy, I got a lot of good things going, but some sad things have happened in my life recently. My cat just attacked me the other day. Yeah, it did. I didn't appreciate you laughing at me over there. That wasn't a laugh with me. She was like, I can't believe some cat attacked this big nigga. My cat attacked me. And I was pissed off and shit, you know? Made me upset and shit, because, you know, because it's funny, because every morning when I go to work and shit, my cat goes to the window and she watches me go to work and everything. And my neighbor, she saw it. She goes, oh my God, Mr. Hall, that is so adorable. Your cat watch you while you go to work? She must love you. I said, that bitch don't love me. She want to make sure I go to work so I can feed her lavish lifestyle. That's why she attacked me. I called out of work twice. She was like, listen, motherfucker. The last time you lost your job, I had to eat that no-frills cat food. You know I only fuck with fancy feast. What the hell's wrong with you? Ain't that some shit? We treat pets better than we treat ourselves. Right? I'm sitting there eating ramen noodles for 6 nights in a row while my 2 cats, these 2 little motherfuckers is eating good and shit with organic food and organic catnip. Organic catnip. And I'm smoking low-grade weed. Ain't this some shit? They in the corner high as shit. I'm sitting there like, I think this is oregano. What the? This ain't bullshit. That's what I love about cats, though. Is cats are assholes. You got to earn their love and shit, you know. Dogs, you can, like, kick them in the nuts. They still love you and shit. Cats on some other shit. Like, I came home the other night. I was tired. I was doing a lot of shows, and I was working, and I was like, man, I can't wait to hit the bed. I come home, this little motherfucker right in my spot. And I was like, hey, you might want to move. This little fucking thug looked at me like, nigga, please. Did you bring home any food? No? Get the fuck out my face. This cat's a thug. And see, I should have known that this cat was a thug because when I adopted her from the shelter was a little bit sketchy. This wasn't like a regular shelter. No, this was the Rikers Island of shelters. It's a fucking prison. I walked in there. It was dark. It was dank. 2 cats was in the corner shooting dice. 1 cat was getting a tattoo and shit. Like, is this a shelter or Compton? What's going on? But, you know, I'm happy that I lost the weight and I got cats that don't like me and shit. And I'm getting older. My birthday just passed. Thank you. Listen, if you love me, buy me a drink. Don't clap for a motherfucker shit. I'm broke. This layaway jewelry shit. But I'm a 90s baby. Yep. And growing up in the 90s, you remember the DARE program. Remember the DARE program? I was in the DARE program. Every week a cop would come. And the cop that came to my school was Officer Pete. Officer Pete came every week and told us, don't do drugs. Stay away from drugs. Don't join gangs. Ironically, Officer Pete got arrested for selling narcotics to kids. And I was heartbroken when I found out, because that was my dealer. I was like, yo, who snitched on you, Pete? I was upset and shit. And remember those old 90s PSA drug commercials and shit, you know? Like, the egg went in the pan, this is your brain on drugs. And like, now I want an omelet. That shit. I love those commercials. They were really unrealistic. My favorite commercial, though, everybody remember this one, was a commercial when the father walked in and he had a joint and he looked at his son. He said, son, where'd you get this? Where'd you learn how to do this? He's like, you were right, Dad. I learned about watches from you. And that voiceover comes over like parents who do drugs have kids who do drugs. Bullshit. That commercial will not work in 2018. And that commercial came in 2018 will go just like the same scenario. Father walks in with a joint. Son, where'd you learn how to do this? Where'd you get this? You were right, Dad. Learned about watches from you. You know what, son? You right. You learned this watching from me. Who the fuck told you to go in my goddamn stash? That is medicinal marijuana. You know I got back problems and shit and glaucoma. You want to get high in my house, little nigga. You better put 5 on this shit. Maybe that was the conversations I had with my dad. I'm telling you, I love my father, but man, He was a peculiar man. I remember my 18th birthday, he had got a card for me. And opened the card, he said, "From Dad, I love you. Nigga, get a job." Like, well, shit. That's like my brother Mikey. I love him to death, but he ain't the brightest dude in the toolbox. He wants to be a rapper. Nothing wrong with that, except that he's 50. This nigga is 50. Yeah, he's 50 years old. And I'm like, bro, no one wants to sign a guy named Michael. That's like me. One time I wanted to be a rapper. I did false comedian. I wanted to be a rapper, but I was a failed rapper because A, I was terrible, and B, I didn't have a rap name. I went by my regular name, Gregory. Ain't nobody trying to sign Gregory W. Hall and shit. I went to my first rap battle. They was like, "Hey, yo, son, what's your name?" Greg. You mean like Greg Money and Greg Smooth? Nah, just Gregory and shit. Needless to say, I didn't get that record deal. All right, so that's my time, y'all. I'm Gregory Hall.